So last time I completed on the last video till here educational value. Let's start with that. Yes. So here, if I talk about the credibility, objectivity, and fairness, the chapter what we are learning it's what is news. Obviously, it's what kind of credibility the newspaper have, what kind of objectivity and fairness. If you look closely, so you will easily understand about the fairness. Most of you are already aware about this point, fairness. Fairness means the newspaper should be fair. There is no bias. If in the newspaper you are showing any kind of news which is unfair, so your people is not going to be read that, as simple as that. Credible, it should be credible, it should be objectivity. It should not be subjectivity. It should be objectivity, collective mindset. Journalists not only collect information but verify them before printing. So same way it is written over here. Journalists are not only collecting the information but they verify them before printing. Okay, before printing the news, they verify them, and this is called cross checking. Okay, so which means journalists are doing a cross checking. Journalists do it because they want their reports to be fair, objective, and credible. So why journalists what they are doing, they are collecting the information. Just imagine you are a media person. So if your media houses tell you go in that area, collect the information, so you will go in that area, collect the information. You will not directly going to print it out, so you will first verify them. Okay, why you are verifying them? Because of the fairness of that particular information, because of objective or credible. Otherwise whatever information you are directly you are going to say. But in case of, if you look to the media houses, they are showing the live. Why they are showing the live? Because if there is any dangerous and cautious things are happening, then so there is no requirement of this thing, directly we can show. By objectivity we mean that, we mean without any bias. Okay, by the objectivity we mean that without any bias. A journalist by reporting a news is working under heavy pressure. Okay, a journalist while reporting the news is working under the very heavy pressure. Clear? A journalist while working while reporting the news is working under heavy pressure, and there is every likelihood of the journalist being influenced by some personal, political, and corporate bias. So while reporting, the journalist should keep away from such prejudice and present the story in an objective way possible. So objectivity is very important. Here the example is given. If you don't like the politician, so you have to avoid that and you have to present your report by yourself. That's it. Fairness is another quality required for a journalist. Okay, and it is said that every story has two sides. Fairness is very important. Each and every story I am presenting you, every story is a two side. Like I am teaching over here this communication. Why? There is a reason, because I am from this background. Okay, but there is another story is also there, so they are explaining. It is said that every story has two sides. While presenting the story, the journalist should not take the sides. If it is story against an individual, an institution, before writing story, the journalist should seek the version. Also the story should have balance. So each and every whatever you are going to report, each and everything will be a two side. So you don't need to be from that particular side, you just need to be balanced. If you are presenting, if that particular news is on the education or a particular institution or a particular religion, you have to focus on two things, you have to maintain the balance. Okay, you don't need to say that I will go in this side, I will go in that side. You need to be focused and balanced. Okay, let's take example. If you are collecting the information about the particular religion, so you need to say from that side also, from the other side also. You need to be balanced. If you are not balanced, then it will create a problem. Then the people will say you, this media industry are supporting this religion, right? Clear? That is fairness. You should be fair. Objectivity means without any bias. Okay, credibility of news is the most important virtue for any publication or channel or radio service. This is very important. A reader trusts a newspaper mainly because of its credibility. If a newspaper continues to publish non-credible and unfair, non-objective stories, reader will start rejecting the paper. That paper, a news item published by a paper will be read by hundreds of thousands of people. It has news is it that news is wrong. A correction can be given the next day by, but many readers may not see the corrections. The newspaper better, but credible means that particular thing is not credible. Like, just take example, I am teaching you the NIOS mass communication. If I am teaching you from this content, and if I am not credible over here, so you will not going to be listen me. Credibility is very important. That's the main reason the people are listening you. Otherwise, the people will never going to listen you. That's it. Okay. The news as a tool. Okay. The news is a tool, positive and negative. What it means? It means that the news is a one kind of tool the people are using in a positive way and the negative way. Let's try and understand. News are powerful tool, and this can be positive as well as negative. You may have read the news about the 8th standard schoolboy in Gurgaon near Delhi killing his classmate by shooting. This was the shocking news, and it was a negative news also. So there are some kind of news you are reading that is positive and negative news. If you open your newspaper at your home, if you open your mobile phone, you can check. You can check any news which are some news are positivity and negativity. Some news are good news, some news are bad news. Like some, that's it. Positive news which are good news, negative news which are bad news. You might have seen that the news like in papers. Two people died in communal clash in small town, and this is also a negative. This can be further provoke communities in other parts of country. Negative news creates a negative impact. Bad news create the bad impact. But if you closely watch the news item in a day's newspaper, you will find that there is a mixed positive and negative news. Students of a school visiting a nearby village and offering them voluntary service in road building, and positive news. A feature about NGO. News can also be like the best example I can say, during the lockdown time you have seen the both the thing, negative and positive. Positive news, you have seen Sonu Sood is providing the buses for the people who wants to reach at their place. That is a positive news. Negative news are the players. That news, if like you can see, during lockdown there were some kind of news has came that from today the Agniveer recruitment will start, and only 4 year people, only 4 year the army will stay, right? Only 4 year the army will stay. Clear, this is happening. And now, but if you news can also be an instrument for development. Okay. The news can also be an instrument for development. Many a time it carries a message to the people. The news item, such as government to give fee, the news item, such as government to give a fee concession to all the students up to graduation. So here they are explaining a government to give a concession to student graduation. It's a development news, and this enhances the chances of million student afford or deprive higher education. That is a instrument for developing. News can be development news. It could be a positive or negative. Just now we have explained, understood that only. News is one kind of tool you need to use as a positive. Clear.